What's up, DS3 TV? We are back for another video. This one is Miscellaneous Myths, and this was on Perseus. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty good video. It is by no other channel than Overly Sarcastic Productions, and yeah, so this is going to be really good. Subscribe to the channel. I want to get 1,000 subscribers by Valentine's Day, and yeah, let's get into it. And yeah, also comment in the comment section down below. You can put videos that you want me to react to, and yeah, so let's get into the video now and play.
This is the first video in what'll probably be a longish series of miscellaneous myths. Now initially, I'll primarily...
This was the first video. I did not watch it in order, but hey, it's fine, you know? We're just going through all of the miscellaneous myths at this point.
I'll be focusing on Greek mythology, as it's one of the mythologies that's been more influential to popular culture in the past millennia or so. But I think we all know how bad I am at staying focused on one subject at a time, so we might roam pretty far afield in this series. Don't get disoriented if we leave off in Thebes and start up again in Central America. Now, to start us off simply, I'll be covering a myth that you're probably all at least vaguely familiar with, mostly because references to it got catapulted back into popular culture within the past few years. It's the story of Perseus and Medusa. Now, as is often the case in Greek mythology, Perseus' story begins long before Perseus actually does. In fact, it begins with a prophecy. Now this
like how all great Greek stories, Greek myths come about.
Particular prophecy isn't as cushy as the last one we dealt with. In this case, the king Perseus was told by an oracle that he was doomed to die at the hands of his grandson. Perseus took this news about as well as you'd expect, and decided his only course of action was to lock his childless daughter Danae in an underground cell and basically leave her there to die of old age. You know, I don't often say this, but why don't you just kill her? But Zeus, who never met a mortal woman he didn't want to make sweet, sweet arrows to, spotted the beautiful Danae in her prison, and unwilling to let something like eternal solitary confinement stop him, turned himself into a rain of gold and showered himself into her cell, whereupon he made her pregnant and left. Man, isn't that just like a deity? You can bet he's not going to pay child support either. So Danae has a kid, and her dad panics because of the prophecy, and stuffs her and the kid into a trunk and throws it into the ocean. Jesus! With the kind of father figures this kid has, it's going to be a miracle if he doesn't grow up to be a psychopath. So Danae and her son, whose name, as you've probably already guessed, is Perseus, drift ashore on the tiny island of Seriphus, where they're taken in by a childless fisherman and his wife. So Perseus grows up with 3 parents and 1 absentee godfather, and his life is pretty chill. Until the king, Polydictes, decides that Perseus' mom has got it going on, and decides to make her marry him. However, Danae refuses, and Polydictes is too scared of Perseus to press the issue. So, like any sane ruler, he decides to get Perseus out of the way by sending the lad on a quest that'll almost certainly kill him, and that way he'll be able to get with Danae without any interference. Polydictes convinces Perseus to go out and slay the Gorgon Medusa, a woman who had once been beautiful, but after she and Poseidon got busy in one of Athena's temples, she was cursed by the goddess to have badass snake hair and also be so hideous as to turn anyone who looks at her into stone. Modern interpretations usually make her super hot anyway, but hey, whatever. So Perseus, young, hot, and full of crippling naivete, ventures out into the great wide world to find him a deadly Gorgon. However, thanks to some divine nepotism, he's given a leg up by the various Greek gods, who give him some magic items to make the quest actually possible. Hermes gives him a sword and his winged sandals, and Athena gives him the mirror shield, because apparently petrifying ugliness only petrifies you if you look at it head on. Then, they tell him that he needs to visit the Grey Sisters in order to find out where the Gorgons actually live. So he scoots on over there, and gets the Grey Sisters to tell him where the Medusa lives by holding their eyeball hostage. It makes just as much sense in context. Anyway, after marking the location on his map, Perseus goes to the next quest marker, which happens to be the Garden of Hera, who's oddly cool with his presence, despite her typical reaction to Zeus's kids. Anyway, the nymphs of the garden give Perseus a sack to hold Medusa's head, and a magic helmet to make him invisible.
Magic helmet. Magic helmet. Magic helmet.
Guess which
Magic helmet.
one of those is probably going to be more useful.
Magic helmet.
Now, I wish I could tell you that Perseus and Medusa had some awesome final showdown, maybe with lightning and rains of fire or something, but Perseus is a pragmatic hero, so he sneaks in while Medusa's asleep and chops off her head. Well, that was easy. But this myth is missing something. Well, a few things, actually. Where's the drama? The final showdown? Could we maybe throw in a princess or something? Ask and ye shall receive. As Perseus is flying home, he spots a beautiful princess, whose name is Andromeda, chained to a rock by the ocean. When he pops down to ask her what's up, she tells him that her mother managed to piss off the ocean itself, and it sent a sea monster to ravage the land. They can only make it stop if they sacrifice Andromeda. Now, Perseus does what any red-blooded Greco-Roman hero would do and vows to slay the sea monster and save the princess. And he does. Okay, fine. Perseus flies around the thrashing beast, frantically dodging as it does its absolute best to swallow the young prince whole.
Thank you for telling us more than that he just does.
But Perseus is too nimble for the cumbersome creature and wears down its defenses little by little until finally, the monster lays slain at his feet. Happy? So Perseus returns home to Polydictes and delivers the Medusa's head to him, unsurprisingly petrifying him and his entire court of bad guys in one fell swoop. Then he and Andromeda get married, the fisherman who saved him as a baby becomes king, and everyone ends up happy. Oh, but what about the prophecy? Well, see, a few years later, King Perseus visits the basically Olympics in the city of Larissa, whereupon Perseus accidentally beans him with a discus. The end.
Danae does not get enough credit. That woman survived more stuff than Rasputin, and she gave birth on her own. Yeah, that is true. And in like a small chest. That alone should have gotten her a medal, honestly. Well, that was a good video. Very good short video to end the day off on. And yes, I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and peace.